Now, Kosha, Albanese is not mentioned cost of living pressures in his victory speech. He did say, look, he'd try to get productivity up and wages, but cost of living pressures didn't mention. I actually think they're going to be one of his biggest threats. What do you see coming down the highway that could throw this government sideways?
You know, this one, Andrew, is interesting because I read his speech, the transcript in its entirety, and it had the obligatory thanking the traditional custodians of the land, talking about his personal story growing up with a single mother, you know, heralding the multiculturalism benefits of the Australian electorate, etc., and not a word about cost of living, as you mentioned. And I think the reason for that is it is a cut and dry political calculation that he and his counterparts in liberal democracies everywhere are making, and that is really deprioritizing their traditional base of the working class and the labor class, for whom this cost of living really strikes at the heart of their household much more steeply, and moving towards a different coalition of millennials, new minorities, you know, suburban women, elites, etc., that don't actually have a lot in common. But if they can successfully stitch that coalition together, and people have done that in other liberal democracies, they can actually deprioritize the working class and the issues that matter to them, such as the cost of living. So I think it's a cut and dry political calculation, and I'm not surprised that he did not touch on it in his speech for that reason.
Well, all the more reason for the Liberals to reinvent themselves as the party of the battlers. Kosha, just quickly, we've only got half a minute to go. I think one of the big things is going to sideswipe them. For instance, Liddell Power Station, coal-fired, is going to shut down entirely in 2023, next year in April, and in 3 years' time, Eraring, our biggest generator by far, that's going to close as well. Shortage of electricity, higher power prices, that's coming.
It absolutely is. And, you know, the people that we talked about in the previous segment are only accelerating that, the activists around climate. And, you know, you nailed it, where this is a huge, wide opportunity for people from the other side, the Liberal Party, to seize upon this and really offer higher contrast on their policy prescriptions around this issue, because people are thirsty for it.
Absolutely.
And those coal mining country are absolutely thirsty for it. And somebody needs to address their concerns.